In this video, I'm going to go over the fourth composition in the 2D composition file. We're going to start by drawing a circle and a square, and this is the relationship of the two. In this image, they're shown with some color, but we will just draw these on layer 0, so they'll be white. Okay, in the AutoCAD file, you should already have a bunch of these compositions drawn. And we'll come over here towards the right and start by drawing a circle. So I'm going to type in C for circle, and I'll pick a point, and my radius is going to be 0.25. Okay, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, now to get this orientation or this relationship of the circle to the square, we're going to add some lines that we'll later erase. So I'm going to start by first drawing a line from the center of the circle here. Let me check and see what, I'm going to turn off a few of these object snaps. Okay, let's do this. L for line, and it's found the center, and I'm just going to bring it over some distance. It's further than we need, but we'll be erasing it. And then one from here. All right, now I'm going to use a tool called offset. So I'll go ahead and type in O for offset, and it's the first option here, offset. Then it's going to ask me for a distance. And the bottom of the square is going to be 0.5 units above this line. So it says, select the object that I want to offset. I want to offset this line. And then it's going to ask me, or it's going to prompt me to choose a side to place it on, and I want to put it on the top. Okay, same thing goes for that vertical line. O for offset, specify the distance. In this case, I'm going to make it 1 unit, and then I'm going to pick it and choose the right side. All right, so now I have a point to work from to generate the square. Okay, the square is going to be 1 by 1, and I can use the rectangle tool. You can see that it now says polygon because that's a tool that I had just used. So I can use the rectangle tool by clicking on that arrow if you happen to do the same thing that I did. And you'll notice it's not snapping to my intersection point here. So I'm going to turn that back on. Okay, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to do 1, 1, enter. Right now, I've got these extra lines, and I will select them and delete them. You can use the erase tool as well, which is located right here. Okay, click on those and delete them. Right, so now I have the circle and the square drawn, and I can continue on the next step. Now we're going to end up with a composition that looks like this one. And basically what this involves is a series of 3 commands. Copy, so this yellow square is the first one. I've got it drawn as white in AutoCAD, but just to kind of illustrate the starting point. I make a copy, I do a rotation, and then I change the scale. So you can see that they're getting slightly bigger as they go around, and then they're also rotating. Okay, so let's start the first one. I'm going to type in CO for copy, and you'll find that the copy tool is up here on the ribbon if you'd prefer to use that. I'm going to pick the square. Okay, I'm done selecting objects that I want to copy, so I press enter. And now it's looking for a base point. It doesn't really matter where this point is, but I'll go ahead and click it. But the second point that I pick has to be exactly the same spot. Okay, so I'm going to click again. Okay, and then I'm going to press enter. All right, so there should be 2 objects here. Okay, so if I want to check and see, are there actually 2 objects here, I can select, so what you saw me do, if I can do it like this, I can make a window around both of them. and I can open up the properties window, which you see over here on the left. So how do you open up the properties window? I can type in PROP, and there it is. There's another shorthand command for it, MO, which is modify properties. So either one works, okay? And then when you press enter, you should see this. But what it's showing is that there are, in fact, 2 polylines here. If I was to just click once, I don't see the second one. I have to make sure that both of them are in the selection set. But regardless, I know that there's a copy here, so I can continue on making, adding edits to that square. Okay, so here we go. Made the copy. Now I'm going to do the rotation. So RO is the faster way to do it. You'll also find the icon up here, rotate. I'm going to pick the square, and I'm done selecting what I want to rotate, so I press enter. All right, now it's asking for a base point again. Now, when I made the copy, it didn't matter where I chose, so long as both points were on top of one another. But in this case, my base point is going to be the center of the circle. So I'm going to go over here and click. And then when it's asking for the rotation angle, I'm going to input 30. Okay, so that's 30 degrees, the angle from here to here. Okay, so that's the second part. So copy is the first, rotate is the second, and then scale is the third. So the next command that I'm going to use is scale. SC to scale, pick the square, press enter. When it asks for the base point, choose the center of a circle. And then I'm only going to increase it by 10%. 1.1 is what I would enter here. Okay, so that's the first copy. And you're just going to go through the same process. Copy, rotate, scale. So I'll go ahead and do the next one. Copy, pick the square, pick the same point twice, press enter. Rotate, select just once, not, you don't want to make a window like I did previously. Just pick one of them. They're on top of each other. Press enter. And come down here, 30. Right, that's the second part of that one. Scale, pick the square, enter. My base point is here, and I'm going to put 1.1. Right, and I'll continue around until I've built another spiral, but in this case, using a kind of an algorithm process. Okay, there's the fourth one, and I'll continue drawing more of these until it looks like the image in the assignment. Okay, so now I've completed all of them. There should be 10, and that last one should be, have horizontal and vertical edges. But basically, this is what that final composition will look like.